That's a long story. I was at a summer camp, and anyway, I had my first Kundalini experience and kind of samadhi, although I didn't understand the physical Baba at the time. It was 1964. But I was 10 years old. My standard four, you could say, fourth grade in the school system. So during that experience, I made my promise that when I became 18 years old and graduated my high school, I would leave my family and I would travel around the world and do a spiritual life, you know. That was the impact of Kundalini rising and everything. So that memory stayed with me and that experience stayed with me for a long time throughout my teenage years. I kind of forgot about it a little bit. When I was 16, I had a music teacher who was also doing yoga. And he suddenly reminded me one day about the spiritual life and becoming vegetarian and all that. Out of the blue, he just said, I have to talk to you. Somebody, I had an inspiration. I saw you. He was my guitar teacher, private teacher. And he gave me a message that I must dedicate my life to service to humanity. This was my guitar teacher. So again, Baba was speaking to me, but not yet, I had not met AnandaMarga. But immediately after that, my 16th years old, I became intensely interested in all the Oriental philosophy, yoga. I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So many things, and also occult studies and everything. And I became very much interested in Zen Buddhism. And I started having memories of Japan, living in Japan. And so when I entered college, my first year of college, I was 17 years old. I made a determination I will finish my first year of college and I'll go to Japan and I'll be a Zen monk in Japan. You know, Zen Buddhism. So I would complete 1 year of college and then I would leave the United States, go to Japan and become a Zen monk. That was my plan. Halfway through that year, I thought, well, maybe I'll do some yoga. You know, yoga is also good for meditation, you know, and yoga will help me prepare me for the Zen to go to Japan. So through a mutual friend, had been initiated into AnandaMarga, I got introduced to some Margis in Atlanta, Georgia. This is around about just after the New Year's of 1972. Baba had just gone to jail in December of 71. When I met this AnandaMargi, I was totally impressed. Some vibration, doing tantric meditation. I also read and studied about Tantra, Buddhist Tantra, Indian Tantra, and all that. And these people are doing fasting, you know, they were on Ekadashi and Purnima and Amavasya. These were ordinary Margis, following the 16 points and everything. And that these guys are really serious about their spiritual practice. I want to know more about this AnandaMarga. So the Margi said, well, we're having a retreat during spring break. That was in March, right after my 18th birthday. So I said, okay, I'm going to that AnandaMarga retreat. And in that retreat, there were no acharyas, only Margis. We had about 50, 60 Margis from all over the southeastern United States, Atlanta region. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, like that, Tennessee, and no acharyas were there. But two Margis who had been in India with Baba and come back to United States were at the retreat. One of them was a Mog Siddhi, one brother, and he was also a photographer for National Geographic, and he had taken all kinds of pictures of all the Amrit relief going on around the world, Bangladesh war and all that. And the other one was Madhuri. Madhuri became Didi AnandaMarga later on, and she became the LFT trainer. And Friday night, I arrived in South Carolina for the retreat, and I had started, they said, do Bhavanam Kevalam. So I start by Bhavanam Kevalam on a Friday night. When the Margis arrived, I had a very, very strong intuition, especially with Didi, Madhuri, AnandaMarga, like I know her from past life. Anyway, that's another long story. And it's true, actually. Probably we did know each other in past life. But anyway, it was just a strong impression. And then the picture of Baba, and then all the stories of Baba, the drama, the clash, the Prout going to jail, the relief work, the revolutionary ideology, and also the spiritual tantric practice and everything. And I'm just looking at Baba, and I'm just reliving all my 10 years or 8 years since, when my Kundalini first went up, and it all started coming together. So I looked at the picture of Baba and I said, I'm going to be, and they had a slideshow of all the trips to India, and they had pictures of dadas and didis and relief work and schools and all kinds of things. And I saw pictures of avadhutas and everything. So I looked at the picture of Baba and said, I'm going to be one of those avadhutas. I'm going to be one of the acharyas. But I have no initiation. And I just began Bhavanam Kevalam that night. So I said, Baba, this is our secret. I cannot tell any of these Margis. They'll think I'm crazy. I arrive in the retreat. I start Bhavanam Kevalam. I'm saying I'm going to be an acharya, avadhuta. I never even met an acharya or avadhuta. And Baba's in jail. So where's all this idea coming from? But I said, I'm going to do it. So I looked at Baba's picture. I made some couple. I said, Baba, it's between you and me. It's our secret. As soon as possible, I'm coming to India. I'm going to become one of these monks. I waited 6 weeks to get initiation from my Acharyaji. I went for LFT training 6 months later. After LFT training, my resolve to go to India became even stronger. By October of 73, I was coming to Patna, flew to India to enter training center. And like Apek was saying, all the drama of getting plane reservations and arrivals and this and that. But anyway, I entered the training center in Varanasi, October of 1973. And after some drama of visa rejection, finally I finished my training, and I was in Kolkata in the summer of 74. Baba gave me a whole class with hepatitis. Baba was in jail. All these things were going on. A lot of pressure from the government at that time, 1974. And then Pranananji calls me in the office, and he says, your posting has come from Baba, your first posting. And he says, you must take this very seriously. This is a very important country. And he says, sometimes you're too carefree. Pranananji is very strict dada. So sometimes you're too carefree. You tell too many jokes. Sometimes you're too relaxed. But this country will require you to have very much discipline, very much concentration. So I said, okay, I accept from Baba. So where is it? He says, you're going to Japan. So I just smiled and said, okay. Talk about cosmic karma. I just kept it to myself. Baba understood. So I'm getting to go to Japan anyway, but first I will go all the way to India, become a dada, and then Baba sends me to Japan. Well, it took another 6 months, or 4, 5, 6 months to get to Japan, and there was a drama in Taiwan and everything on the preparation, entering Hong Kong sector. But finally, in April 1975, I entered Japan, and I had very few contacts there. There were no Margis, nothing. I was all alone. But one sister had come to Taipei. She was from the city of Kyoto. Kyoto is very famous, the old capital of Japan. Lots of Buddhist temples. Actually, I lived in Kyoto my past lives. After I got there, I started reliving some of my past lives as Zen monk there. I remember the temples, everything. But anyway, that's another part of the story. So I had this desire, I will go to Kyoto. And this sister, Australian sister, was initiated in Taipei. She was a student, in teaching English in Japan. So she said, Dada, I'll help you. I'll introduce you to some people. So I just kept her address and her phone number. And I arrived in mainland Japan, and I had all my baggage, guitar and everything. And I said, I'm going to Kyoto, and Kyoto's the old spiritual capital of Japan. And I will start my mission from here. I had no contacts. I called her up and she said, Dadaji, I wrote her a letter. She says, yeah, but there's no place, it's very difficult. I don't know where you can go or anything. Now I have no money, no language, no nothing. I arrived in the local train. I'm sitting at the train station. I'm calling. So she says, it was a Saturday night and I was fasting. She said, anyway, I'm going to a party. You come along with me to a party. It's a student's dormitory. It's summer. It's a vacation between the school year. College student dormitory. So you come along with me. I said, a party? Yeah, you can come. There's some nice people there. She meets me, and we take another local train, and I got everything with me, and we arrive, and it's foreign students dormitory, the scholarship students from Japan. So they're from all over the world, Asia, Europe, India, everywhere. They're coming, and they're staying there. And all this music and rock music is coming from the cafeteria, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Oh no. So there's a little library in the lobby. I went to do my meditation in the library, and I hear all this music playing and this loud talking and everybody laughing. And I said, Baba, you brought me to hell. What am I going to do? I have no money, no place to go, no place to sleep. I did my Guru Puja. I said, Baba, I'm ready to die. I can't go on. Let me die right now. There's no place to go. I totally surrendered to Baba. What am I going to do? Nothing. No contact. I'm in zero. But I said, okay, Baba, it's up to you now. I can't. I'm incapable of doing anything. I came out and I stood, and there was a Thai student there. We started talking, and then the sister came around and said, hey, Dada, I want to take you upstairs, introduce you to some people. I said, okay. So we went to the 3rd floor, and not everybody in the dormitory was at the party, rock music and drinking and all that stuff. Some people were, more reserved. So she took me to the 3rd floor. We knocked on the door. She said, by the way, they're from India. I said, okay. They opened the door. And as they opened the door, there's 3 Indian brothers in the room. They say, Namaskar. I said, oh, Namaskar. He said, are you Dada from AnandaMarga? They asked me. Yeah, I said, yes. And they turns around and says, see, I told you, he's AnandaMarga Acharya. I saw you coming in the parking lot, from the window 2 hours ago. See, he's AnandaMargi. I told you he's AnandaMargi. The brothers are talking with each other, And I said, are you an AnandaMarga? He said, no, I'm not an AnandaMarga, but my brother is an AnandaMarga. I said, oh, your brother is an AnandaMarga. Yes, he's an Avadhuta. Oh, he's Avadhuta. Yes. His name is Sujitananda. And he's also, right now, he's the PA of Baba while he's in jail in Patna. Oh, Dadaji, today's Ekadashi, right? Are you fasting? And I said, yeah. Okay, don't worry. We'll take care of everything. Tomorrow morning, breakfast, everything. We'll get you a room in the dormitory. La, 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 la. They arranged everything. I had a weekend place to stay, put all my baggage, and then I met some new people. I could store some of my luggage so I could travel around and go on tour without carrying all my bag and baggage. And Baba opened the door. So I didn't even know that I was coming in the middle of nowhere in Japan with no contact, no support, no nothing, 0, 0, 0, no money in my pocket even left, no hope at all. And I just surrendered, and I found out he's the brother of the PA of Baba, and he adopted me and said, I'll take good care of you. We'll arrange everything. Your food, your dormitory stay, we'll get you all set up and running. So that's my story. I could have told you stories of Baba told me this and Baba told me that, but I wanted to tell you the story because many of the Margis now, they didn't have the physical Baba. They're only going on the inspiration and the devotion and the Ishtana Darshan and the ideology of Baba. And that's how it was for me. Even then, I had not met the physical Baba. I was already a Chari in Japan. The Japan that I was thinking going to be a Zen monk. Now I'm going to teach the sadhana to the Zen monks. I was now, instead of becoming a Zen monk, I was going to the Zen temples and giving initiation to the Zen monks. And I was only 21 years old. So I'm just, and I didn't meet Baba for another 4 years. So yes, it's wonderful to have Baba's physical darshan. There's so many stories we can tell you about that. But most of the people in this group now are people who did not have the physical contact of Baba. Yet we still love Baba. We love the universal Baba. And the universal Baba had me since I was 10 years old. So there's Baba's, universal Baba's right with us right now. As Dada said, the two eyes are watching you. Everything is happening. We do Guru Sokash every morning. We remember the two hands, the Bharabhai Mudra, and the two eyes watching. We do not do meditation on Baba. Baba does meditation on us. Baba's watching and guiding everything that we do, everything in our lives. So this is the story I wanted to tell you, because I was ready to die. I was ready to surrender everything. And when I gave up everything, Baba gave me everything back. Namaskar.